Everybody, you see how my face has changed? They're trying to alter it back. I'm genetically mutated and manipulated, and I had a round, fat face with a big, huge nose. They changed in the eyebrows. The color was lighter. The lips are definitely bigger. I told you they're going to alter me back and forth. It's 2:15 a.m. It depends on what team is on. Now, this will stay public. They're adding milk to my stomach, stretching my stomach out. I'm vegan. They're having different, oh, well, you look at that, different tissue strands. They increased my nostrils. They're trying to make me look similar back to how I looked earlier. Look at these hands. I told you a man was on me. I told you men were manipulating my body. I told you that. This is proof. Now look, you're gonna smell, you're gonna hear gas. This is proof that they're putting milk and lactose in me. You're gonna hear it in just a moment. This is how they manipulate DNA strands, through gas. But I have so much methane gas that it doesn't matter. I had some gas come out. It wasn't loud. It's gonna be loud soon. You hear the gurgling? These people want to kill the president of the United States, by the way, while being black, while trying to look black, while killing black people, the men, but the women want to look black. Some of them, not all of them. Confusing, isn't it? That's because they have different tissues to manipulate. Now look how they make me look still, see? That's a man. You hear my voice changed? See how my eyes are not as white and clear, not as healthy? Sometimes they do drugs. They manipulate my head. You see how wide my head is? I told you at night, I look different than what I look in the day and within hours. It depends on which person is on my body. I told you they want to make me a stereotype. I'm not being mean or racist or trying to start anything. These people are literally trying to do this. They have access to gene editing, and they are trying to make me a hate symbol. And they're trying to aim for anybody famous and important and kill their DNA as well after they're done. You heard that pop? That's my stomach. My lower colon is trying to have any gas too. This is actually very gross, but this is part of how they manipulate DNA through bodily fluids. And bodily fluids and insertion. Now, for the first time, I was fasting for 2 days. My nose wasn't stopped up. I ate. I showed you what I had. the protein cookie, the pomegranate juice, the water, and the medicine. That's it. That's what I had, right? My nose is stopped up. And that cookie has no dairy in it. It's a vegan cookie. I shouldn't be stopped up. I shouldn't be gaseous. We told you this was going to happen. And I wanted to say that that's proof that we know they were going to manipulate my body. They was going to have other people do it as well. And they were going to come, but you have to catch them. You have to expose these people. And this video isn't going anywhere. Even if I make it private or if I delete it somehow, it's still on the web, surfacing somewhere. Where? They're manipulating my nose. I can feel it. And they're making me darker again. They love to make me dark. And remember I told you I have glycolic acid, hydroquinone, and retinol? Look at my skin. See my skin? You see how it's also oily? Retinol doesn't do that to skin. That's a man. He's still on my body. Look at those veins. I don't have veins like that, and I'm a woman. And my face looks young, but my hands look old and muscular. But my stomach is fat. Does that make sense? That's like I would have to, if that was genetically possible, that means that I would have to always do something with my hands, right? But if I would always have to do something with my hands, wouldn't the rest of my body be that way too? And it's not. You see how none of it makes sense? Because they want me to look a certain way. You see? Look at my arms. Fat arms, flabby arms. Now this is interesting. It's not as fat, but it's still flabby. Look at my hair actually is light brown on my arms. Light brown. This is interesting. Light brown hairs. Some black. My skin has changed. But you see how I have that flabby arm right here? Let me try to do this. Oh, they're taking away from my muscle tone. Those are not my arms. Look at that. It's fat and old, like somebody lost excess weight, but it's also saggy and wrinkled. I have another dermatologist appointment Friday, so I will be reporting to her my body changes. Anyway, it's still not firm, right? So I would have to always, especially if I have muscle, so I would have to always do something with it, right? Look at this. That's a man. He stole my breast tissue. Look at that with my neck. I had a more sculpted neck earlier, remember? Now look how it's fat. Look, it's also shorter. You are actually witnessing murder right now. They're murdering me. Whenever they genetically manipulate or sequence me or manipulate through other people's body parts and through other people's body parts or tissues or manipulate me through different tissues or DNA fragments, they are committing a form of murder, especially if they're out of state or out of jurisdiction. It is especially murder, which is considered an automatic life sentence. especially if they're out of state or if they manipulate somebody like from the government. My arms never looked like this in my life. What they're trying to do is they're trying to get rid of any muscle that I had and try to make my whole arm fat. But they have to have these men on my body to do it. See that with the muscular hands and the vein. You look at that vein in the middle and on the side too. See, they have to have them. They're connected and fused more so to my body. So they're transferring some of their fat tissue to me and destroying mine or reusing mine to be on Instagram or social media. So they say. So they can attract people and say, hey, look what we can do. We can steal other people's genes and enhance our beauties or enhance our man, our mainly our beauties. Or just go on there and not tell people what how they look. These are introverts that don't have lives, that have mental issues, that know people with the technology and they're doing it. A lot of them are low class too. So they're desperate. But the people that they know with the technology are not low class. That's why they know more about and have access to millions, multi-millions of dollars of gene editing. So they're using them too. Don't worry, they'll be showing their face soon. I don't think they can control themselves. They actually been promoting me to go on social media to show more. The more that I show, the more that they're anxious to just reveal who they are. Because they're maniacs like that. They're psychopaths. It's gonna come out. You're in my head playing music so they can manipulate certain genes. They do this 24/7. They've been doing this for over several months. So I won't go back to my normal gene, to a gene moving forward, a new gene. Like, let's say, I make a new gene genetic makeup. They want to control how I look. So they want to go ahead and make me look a certain way from an old gene DNA, along with um, deleting or adding new gene DNA from other people's, if compatible. And I can also back mutate, and they're trying to stop that heavily with letting my memories flow, or just the foods I eat also are the same foods. Oh, I'm about to fight. There we go. See, I told you they couldn't help it. You saw how my stomach was wrinkled? That's old stomach. This is perfect. This is embarrassing and nasty, but this is what they do to me. Defile me. So anyway, I can back mutate based off of basically the foods that I eat was the same foods that I ate right before I was genetically mutated. And they tried to add different things to it so I can be a different genetic makeup, and also for them to be compatible. I'm vegan. They're not compatible to vegans. They will reject and they don't eat it. So that's why they're doing that. Crazy people, aren't they? Now you just heard me fight. The food, what I had, those two little protein cookies and that pomegranate juice, That's not going to make me fat. And definitely not like that. So I told you they add stuff to it. And they don't give a fuck. That's what they say. I don't give a fuck. Password. Password. That's what they say. Password. I don't give a fuck. Password. While I'm recording, they try to go ahead and try to go ahead and find other ways and manipulate, find other ways to record or yeah, to try to make my reputation be a certain way. You also have to know that they're going back and forth because there's other people. There's more than one person that's manipulating my body, and they sneak and go behind each other to do these things too, making it more extreme. All right, I have more gas and it's a lot of rumble. They added more food. Hear it? How they're committing a crime, how they're killing me. And I have medical diagnosis, by the way. I've gone to the doctor. That's another thought. It was silent. It's 2:32 in the morning. This is what they do when people are sleeping. They add food to me all day. He's still here. So are some of the women in their tissues. All to make me dark, fat stereotype. Now, it sounds mental, but when you look at those photos back and forth, there's no way somebody can change and alter that fast. Similar, but not that fast. Even look at the hair texture. Looks more kinkier, more frizzier. I love you when you call me Senorita has been playing in my head since I've been at the hospital to have that specific DNA for that woman that loves that song. A lot of times what the women do is they have music playing so they can have specific DNAs they can control. They'll have it in my head. You can bring out certain genetic makeups through memory, especially with music. So you can have a certain strand populate and manipulate, and they like to play that. They like to play that to manipulate certain genes. And they'll play it over again and again and again and again and again for hours. And they take turns making sure they're dominant with it. When they've been in my head right now, they'll try to make me sleepy. They're changing my ears gradually. I could feel it. You can feel when they change you a lot of times. Oh, the forehead guy is back. Oh, they made my nose bulb. Oh, and round. See? Oh, and they took some of my cheekbones. They gave me different cheekbones. My eyes are darkening. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, what you are witnessing is genetic manipulation, gradual manipulation, while they are killing me. Murder through genetic manipulation. And they're making passing food through my intestines to also do it. So murder through food. And look nothing like my driver's license picture. See, I'm looking at the camera. I look nothing like my driver's license picture. They don't care. Second, guys. They're laughing. I'm disturbing my roommates. So I'll be leaving by Friday with all the commotion. That's because people are invading my privacy and I have to constantly record this. Look how different I look from the hospital. This is crazy. They see me change. People see me change. I wear the same thing, do the same thing. People have all their busy, hectic lifestyles. They don't say anything unless it gets extremely extreme. And then they'll come and say, "What's going on? You okay? Something going on with your skin, your hands, your stomach, your face looks dry. Need some lotion? Your hair? I have a good hairdresser. Your teeth? Your odor. You need to probably go to the doctor. I mean, it's probably your diet." Oh, you can see an acne bump, even though I don't suffer from acne. And I have retinol that I use. That's so it's like I have oily skin again that they put on me. I'll keep recording this. It's going on social media. You see how my face changed? What's this? A bone. They gave me a deep. The doctors and the nurses had a hard time finding my veins. They said, "You have bad veins." They scarred up and poked this side so much, so they wanted to get this one. So they had to, they used this really cool new technology where you can, it's like a little cup thing where you can find veins through the ultrasound. And they finally found this one. And it was they had to go deep because the one that was has been normally used, which they can have a hard time getting blood from, was superficial. So they had to get a deep vein, a really deep vein. And so these people aren't used to getting deep blood vein while they do gene editing. So they can really manipulate me now. Look at my underarms. You see that? So they're excited. They're keeping me up for this. So they can really manipulate my DNA. One guy said, "Oh, I'm going to really fuck you up right now," because we're telling them the truth. So that's another reason why my body tissue FAFSA and etc. is changing even more so rapidly, different from what I am. Make me different than from the core. Look at my wrist, my hands are not thick like that. You see the skin? You see how the skin is kind of, looks like kind of smooth or something? Almost looks like kind of like rubber. My skin does feel a little rubbery and soft. It does. You're different skin. It's just gene editing. People are doing it. I've been trying to prove this for 2 years and I'm finally, I want to say last year, I finally started getting people to notice me last year. I've been taking care of business more so toward this year so I can spread more information to people across the world. But a lot of people know more about what's going on with me. See that? They're stealing from me and swapping. They're murderers. They don't care. And watch how no wait, get up. Now remember, this look fat, but remember I had wrinkles. I'm 36 years old. But look at the wrinkles. You see that? Of like an old person? You see that? Oh, you kind of see muscle here. That's called illegal gene editing, tissue swapping. You see that? You have a man, you have an old woman, old man. They're sharing by switching body parts. It's all the people that are in it. But you also have ultimately me, which you can see my phenotypes, meaning my personal different genetic makeups where it can alter. So that's why even if it alters, it still looks like ultimately me because it is me, but it's different people fused with it. You see that wrinkled back, that forehead? It could be used for the purpose of good, but these people are doing it for evil purposes. It's supposed to be helping people like with cancer and stuff like that, but they're using it to manipulate humans and control humans and society. And this is what happens. To control and make somebody something they're not. And they're enjoying every bit of it, especially this recording. But on the flip side, I've got to record to raise more awareness because I let a lot of people, like even in the government, know. And I'm still trying to push this progress with people knowing more about it. See, I lost breast tissue too. I'm supposed to be a 34D. Look at that. It's flat. You know I have a sports bra. Now this is a microorganism up here. Symbol. But they're manipulating also here and here. They're exacerbating things going on in my digestive tract and intestines. That's why it's grown. But there's so much other things going on. My blood is bad. Don't worry, I'm still here. I will be looking different. And I'm going to get me a night body cam too. I literally have to be on surveillance just for everybody to know and to see what's going on with me 24/7. He said, "Oh, I'm making so much money." I don't see how. Nobody's buying this crap. He's just committing murder. That's all he's trying to do. This will be recorded for legal purposes. These people are changing my body. You will hear the sound effects. You will hear the movement. And you may hear and see the people involved. Good. You can still see me. That's good. You're going to hear it. You see me a little bit. This is for legal purposes. I'm still here, guys. They like to sometimes put things in your head to make you think other people are saying stuff when they're not. You're not mentally ill like them. You're not paranoid like them. You will hear the farts and the gas very soon. They're doing it right now to add to it. Well, now they're trying to be silent with it. I don't know why. It's already been recorded. There was a fart. He may try to make a solid one. He said, "This is the best birthday gift in my life. Thank you, baby." They said, "You're welcome." They're miserable. That's why they're doing this. Probably can't get a job or anything doing this 24/7 in person. They don't work. They don't work. That's why they do this. More men. You hear more men on. They like to also commit a crime with doing things such as not just DNA sex, but also do embryo or reproductive cloning, where they have cloning version or DNA strands or sequencing of my son and take his as well. And manipulated. They're manipulating my brain and my thought and the thoughts through different thoughts and music. Alright, guys, they're about to make me fight again. This is murder. There's about 5 people involved. That was the fight. 5 people, men and women. Illegal gene editing. Somebody tried to get on my body virtually and bumped into my butt. You know how to do virtual manipulation too. So they must be trying to get on the internet. I'm starting to feel more and more how they do things because they're more connected to it. They're on the computer. Just poop it in.